Hello, welcome to Marvelous Mondays. It's me, Alicia Hashem, and I'm excited to guide you through an empowerment session today. So we are going to have a focus right now on your self-care. This is such an important topic, always relevant, self-care first. So since we're all here together, I just want to invite you to just relax your nervous system for a moment and let's do some deep breathing. So just draw in a really deep breath and pretend like you can breathe through your feet or also perhaps through the base of your spine. So just draw in a really deep breath and expand your belly. And then when you exhale, just let out a soft sigh. Okay, great. Let's do that again. Feeling your breath in your stomach, breathing up from the earth. Draw in a really deep breath into your belly. Fill your lungs, expand your chest, and just exhale. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your arms to relax a little if you can. Draw in another deep breath, breathing in the energy of Mother Earth up through your feet. Just filling your belly, filling any tense areas of your body. And just exhale. And this time when you draw in a breath, draw in a breath through the top of your head. And just let the breath move in, down your neck, into your chest, and just push your breath down into the earth. And just really feel all of your energy just settle, really come to this baseline, feel your sitting bones underneath you, feel your pelvic floor. And just really drop into that space, that core of your being. And feel that fire that's burning in your stomach and in your abdomen, your vitality, your immune system. Just breathe into these systems. You can tap your heart for a moment if you can. You can also rub it in a circular motion. Just get this heart energy flowing right here. And just set the intention that for today, you're just going to operate from this heart space right here. And just drop into this place. And just remember, this is the place that we connect to all other beings. And this is our most powerful point of energetic protection right here at the heart level. So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or triggered, or if you find yourself talking with other people, drop into that heart space and just feel how we're all connected from our hearts. That can just really open us up to coming from love, coming from non-judgmental, and just really emanating that light from within and reflecting that for others. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about our purpose, and not just our purpose, but your purpose, my purpose, why we're here. And the reason why I wanted to focus on this topic is because Mercury is retrograde right now. And so this is an astrological cycle that happens 3 times a year when Mercury appears to be going backwards. And so the magnetic influences of this can really affect our communication with others. It can affect, just our daily lives. It kind of turns things upside down. So I always view Mercury retrograde as a great time to go inward, instead of, and this is a reflection of the season too. It's like this turning of inward. Our energies naturally turn towards our center, towards rest, towards reflection. So we're going to talk about purpose today and start to get really crystal clear about what your purpose is, I am going to share some tips with you about how to really, hone in on this vision, because this vision of purpose is everything. From this place, all of our actions spring forward, our enthusiasm, our magnetic energy all comes from that sense of purpose. And there's a lot of layers to it. So your purpose, your mission, your goals, they're going to have layers like peeling the onion. So this is a process. You're not going to figure out your purpose in one day or today even. It's going to unfold forever. This is a lifelong journey, but it's a really powerful process. So I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you to get more clear about understanding the purpose and purpose. And there's a big reason why I ask you to focus on your purpose. And there's a deeper reason why. It's not just, oh, come up with goals. The reason why we're doing this is because our system, like our government system, our medical system, all of it, it's ripe for innovation. Like as humanity, we have literally set up technologies for ourselves that are causing us to fail in so many ways. But we also have so many powerful technologies that can, help us to shift. So this purpose of intention for diving into purpose is to help manifest a better future. And it's a better future for our world. It's for ourselves. It's for our children. So this is huge. And it's also fun to do this work. So for those of you that can see my screen right now, I'm going to share it with you, and I put together some slides to help share this topic with you. So we're going to talk about how your goals have this impact, and we're also going to talk about how you can use your own natural and empathic skills to have a call to action. And I'm going to give you a homework assignment of creating a visionary business resume for yourself. Okay, so this is going to be fun, and I really hope to see your resume when you create it. Okay, so grab a notebook, grab a pen, write down some ideas, because like I said, it's a process getting this vision and this purpose articulated. And I'll get a little vulnerable with you today. I'm going to share my own purpose and mission, and I'm still in the process of creating it, even though I've been asking myself this stuff for years now. It's still coming together. So I'm doing this work with you. I'm right here with you. So our intention is to dive into your multi-layered purpose or your goals. So what you're going to want to do is have a business name for yourself, if that's relevant, of course, or but both, you should have a mission that embodies your personal goals as well as beneficial goals for the collective. You're going to want to create some different statements about your mission that include a call to action, right? Because if it's our purpose, this is like our soul's destiny, so we have to be called to take action in some way. And the other reason for creating sort of a mission statement about yourself is that it helps to create more transparency about what type of person you are, who you're attracting to you. It can portray the high energy of your chosen career path. Let's see. So what you're going to want to do is just create a document. First of all, I wrote mine in a notebook. I don't know where my notebook went. It's real sloppy looking. It's just all this, doodles. And then you kind of eventually transfer that into an actual document resume. So state your path, tell your story. And what you want to do is create statements that help other people understand your goals. And so with this communication channel of Mercury retrograde, this is really helpful for just expressing ourselves and opening up clear lines of communication. So you want to, just to create more happiness in your life in general, or more success, you create goals to work towards. Set up some statements and visions that help you get things done, and not just get things done, but want to get things done, because that's huge, right? We can have this huge to-do list, but if there's resistance, if you don't want to do it, then what's the point, right? So when you have goals and you have an action plan, then you start to get these results that blossom into your manifested, desire. And the other thing about writing it down is that there's, a lot of statistics that they say like 95% of people who achieve goals wrote them down. So this is important for all of us. It helps you create focus. It helps you create drive. And the focus thing is huge because we live in a busy society. So it's so easy to get distracted and, lose that vision for yourself. So this is why we write it down, because that way your conscious mind can't just be like, oh, squirrels or glitter or whatever, pops up in front of you. You just keep that vision. And then when you're creating goals, you'll want to explore like not only just what works for you, but what also works for your team of people that you're working for. So if you're in a service, if you're providing a service for people, then what you want to do is, after you take actions, survey and modify what you're doing and really tailor your offering to the key players that are important for your path, that are the recipients of your blessing that you bring. So you really want to, align your goals with that collective need. So be more transparent. The world needs more people who are transparent about who you are and your purpose and your unique energies and what you're bringing to the table. So how are you going to manifest this goal? You're going to, write it all down, and it might seem overwhelming. It might seem really scary. Like when I first started looking at my big purpose and why I want to create, which I'm going to share with you in a second, I was super overwhelmed. I basically shut down once I started to really look at what some of my true goals for being here today with you and like sharing the oils and sharing wellness. So you have to make little tweaks. This is why we write it all down, just get it out, and then slowly over time you can start to make these tweaks to integrate it. And as I mentioned, being transparent about your purpose is going to open up clear lines of communication, which is going to benefit all of your relationships, your romantic relationships, your business relationships, your friendships. It's going to affect who you're attracting to you. So create your visionary business resume and create a greater understanding about the high energy of what you're doing here. This business resume should help you feel the goodness and feel the hope and really just feel who you are. So it's meant to be a fun exercise, not, frustrating. So while I'm here, so before I show you my purpose, I just want to highlight, like, start jotting down notes as I kind of go through my process of my purpose with you. And, this took me a long time to do. Actually, it was really vulnerable to put this out on this document because it was in a notebook. And it's been in a notebook for over a year. And even before that, it had been years in building to it. So this is actually the first time that I've really written this out on a document. I just did it like this weekend. So yeah, I just wanted to state that this is a process. You don't have to have this perfect document, just start with scribbles. So the business that I have created for myself, which I've been doing for the past about 10 to 12 years, is Harmony Cultivator. And part of what I am inspired to do is to create a culture of family, community, love, caring, and really just take actions to make this a better, safer world. So that's what I want deep within my own being. And this is huge to just acknowledge that. So I've been working with the plants for over 15 years. I've been a health coach for a long time. So I really stand behind the plants. And this is because I believe that they're intermediate beings, that they are here to help us communicate with our own divine energies and our own divine purpose. So part of my purpose and my mission just for my own healing, and this is something that's extended to sharing with others, is that I stand behind the plants. I work with the plant beings to bring more love, happiness, and safety into my life and into the world around me. And I have noticed that these vegetables of the gods help us communicate with the spiritual realm. And the plants are so strong that anyone who takes them shifts their consciousness. To me, that's just a miracle. The plants show our bodies how to heal and repair, and they show us how to stop from going out of our minds. They address us where we're corrupted or hurt. I love the plants because they can be taken daily as a supplement to stimulate your visions, to communicate with spirit, to protect against sickness epidemics, to make you more alert, to dispel confusion. So, the possibilities with plants are endless. And the thing that really stands out to me and why I feel so dedicated to this work as well is because plants are amazing and animals are too, and they're losing their natural habitat faster than ever. So this is, to me, a huge signal that there is a need for our conscious connection to the plant kingdom as a collective. So part of the work that I feel called to do is what I like to call the empath project, because I am such an energetic empath. I'm super sensitive to energies. I always have been my whole life, and it used to be like a detriment to me. And it feels powerful to shift to really see how can I drop into that empathic state to create a global impact and to let that empathic energy move me. So that's a big part of the work that I do, is to find balance within my own emotional state. So my goal is to be an education hub and to hold space for abundance consciousness, and also just to meaningfully connect with other people who are creators and action takers, which are all of you on this call today and watching this recording. So what I do is I schedule my calendar full of events that create opportunities for others to be more consciously in harmony. And it's just so fun to work with the plants together. And through this work I do, we're cultivating harmony. We're planting these seeds of global peace and planetary love by awakening that within each person, within all these experiences that we have together. And through harmonizing ourselves, we become these world citizens that plant seeds, that nurture each other. We grow, we thrive. It creates opportunities to really think big and impact people in positive ways. And another thing that I love that this path teaches me that I bring into it is to help create situations of equal energy exchange on all levels, like on what I'm purchasing, having that equal energy exchange, as well as just with individuals and having that energetic balance. And I love that our career path can teach us that, because sometimes it can help us with our weak spots. Like, I had energetic issues with energetic boundaries, and I also had a lot of health problems. And so I found a way to take my biggest struggles to actually create a mission and a purpose and find my purpose within something that was the hardest thing for me to deal with. Sometimes that's where we find our purpose, is in the things that drive us the most nuts. So another, purpose behind working with the plants is that we all have that in common. Like, no matter who you are or where you are, we're all using essential oils. No matter what you're doing, you're relying on some kind of plant, stepping on it, breathing it in. They're all responsible just for life as we know it on this planet. So that's one of the things that unifies us. And the other thing that's super important to me is to support native plants and indigenous families. and these, supporting these groups that are, from their natural habitat and original ecosystem, and also just a lot of the traditional original practices that were like stuffed out from modern medical practices. So another thing that's super important to me with my life path and who I want to surround myself with is to partner with other action takers who share a similar and mutually beneficial vision. So this is my purpose, and you are welcome to, adopt parts of it for your own purpose if any of that resonates, because I feel that, this took me a long time to put it together, but I really feel that it drops into my own passion as well as that collective vision of how we can really show up and use these resources that are available to us and choose to follow career paths and partner with people who share a mutually beneficial vision. So with that idea of this mutually beneficial vision, I would like to just kind of present to you why I've decided to partner with doTERRA essential oils as part of my income producing activity to support my vision. And the reason, there's so many reasons why. The essential oils, just first of all, are like life-changing and amazing. And I love it because I feel that doTERRA is bringing the source of our indigenous medicines to us and really creating like a huge industry change that is so needed for our society. So in my work with doTERRA, what's been happening, and this is part of doTERRA's mission that I'm sharing with you, is that, secretly behind the scenes, we're disrupting the traditional medicine through prevention. So the things that we do with doTERRA and by participating in this are changing civilization, our functionality, our convenience, our costs. So I like working with companies that are innovating, right? Like using technology, but also creating change where it's needed. And then this is what's needed to create an industry change. I get tired of the political system the way it is. I get tired of the medical system the way it is, but it doesn't really do any good to sit and complain about it, right? It's like, put your money where your mouth is, like take action, partner with people that are creating that change. So the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I noticed that when I was participating in modern medicine, that it was like being a hamster in the wheel. So our modern medical system is literally, and even probably the government too, is like hamsters in the wheel, okay? So the traditional general hospital is not a viable business model anymore. And it's coming to the surface that hospitals have been losing a lot of money rather than making it, which is so odd because it's so expensive for healthcare. The spending capital is through the roof, and all of the work providers are overworked. So this system is really not set up for doctors to actually give people proper care. And physicians become like hamsters in the wheel because they are required to replicate the rules that have been set out because they have to provide consistency. And if the physicians incorporate changes or natural practices or whatever, then they could get sued. Like they have this serious threat of lawsuits if there's a failure in any kind of changes. So it really causes it to be super streamlined with the medical system. And also like patients are like hamsters in the wheel because naturally people are creatures of habit. We want an easy fix and we don't like to change. So we just slowly become what we do and it just doesn't really go anywhere. So kind of what we're doing here and what I've been doing just in my own life and what the work that I've partnered with doTERRA to do is to help people with lifestyle change. And this is just to basically help you not end up in the hospital in most ideal circumstances. And this is a very challenging mission because it's hard to change habits. And lifestyle habits are usually not even addressed at your doctor's office, right? Like when do they ask you about your diet and your nutrition? or, you know, detox. Like those things are rarely ever brought up. So, you know, society insists that our system, our medical system, our government system can fix us, but we actually need to ask ourselves, how can we fix our own selves? And the most powerful thing that we can do is just change and make a change and slowly tweak these changes into our lives. So with I feel like our world, the way that we operate, it's like we're holding ourselves together with duct tape when we're using a lot of these modern society practices. But duct tape eventually fails. It's not going to stay there forever. And one thing that I just want to highlight is it's not your healthcare provider's fault. It's not the government's fault. It's just the system. It's centered around repairing things rather than preventing. And through all these global changes that we're going through, this is a key indicator that our system is ripe for innovation. So it is our obligation and it is our responsibility to create a healthy and a healing lifestyle every single day. We have to embody this change. And it's for our own survival and well-being, but it's also just planetary and collective. So that is a big part of my purpose. This is why, like what I just shared with you, this is why I'm here with you today. When I really look at what do I want to create, what can I do to bring more magic and more healing into the world, this is some of the things that come up for me. So with all of this being said, I want to invite you all to create your own visionary resume. And I want to kind of open up the space for really quick for everybody who might be wanting to speak up. Now that I've shared my purpose vulnerably, I would like to go around and just ask if everybody could share just like a quick statement, and try to make it quick because we do want to save time for a card reading. So I don't mean to rush you, but I would love to hear your purpose and your why. What are you working towards? Why are you showing up on this call? If you could just kind of make a quick declaration about what kind of impact that you're wanting to have, or what you're starting to understand about your purpose, that would be great. So if we could just go around the circle, just unmute yourself. It doesn't have to be a perfect mission statement, but just like, what are you working towards? What's in your heart that needs to find its place? Hey, oh, let's see, can I hear you? Oh, Danielle, let me unmute you. Let's see.
Did I get it?
Okay, there, oh.
We're like busy Nelly over here. No, I think just to throw something out there, I feel like I needed to have something written down in order to say something intelligent. But I think for mine as well goes along with yours, sort of like that, natural plants and the power of nature, and how when you disrupt the connection between nature and each other, things start to fall apart. Right. And so that's the oils are a great way to sort of wake people up. I think my struggle, and I think we had a similar background in agriculture and sustainable agriculture, and how do we use our land, and how do we use our land so that way generations to come can use it, and as well. Right. But I've noticed that so many people are not connected at all to the land. And it's not because they're evil people, it's just they don't know. And I think that the oils is a great way to wake them up to that. And so sort of my spin off of that is from my wildlife research background, getting people aware that there's people who actually do that work, who go out and they're in the middle of nowhere and they're researching that's their job. They do research and they are preserving the world instead of it just being on a commercial. I want people to get a little bit more personal interaction with that. So there it is.
Beautiful. Thank you, Danielle.
Sure.
Love it. Hi, Karen. I saw you unmute there. Do you want to share?
Yeah, hold on. Can you see me? Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Okay. Can you repeat the question of the statement that you wanted us to say?
Just share just a little piece about what you're feeling like your purpose and your mission is, what you're feeling called to do, kind of like why you're showing up even here to this call, what you're feeling called to create.
I see. Okay. Well, I show up to this call in particular to have a basis for enjoying my Monday, as I feel like I'm a rare case to have Mondays to myself to prepare for the rest of the week. And so it's a way my goals vary a lot. There's many things I'd like to do and I haven't narrowed it down. And I think part of the process is, part of the goal is to get to a more specific goal and to trust that there's all these aspects of my life of language and being a communication person to decimate, for me, health and awareness through nutrition. And so that would be my goal. I'm still narrowing down how to get, you're providing a lot of tips and resources on how to like get even more clear, because I think a lot of us maybe don't know exactly what we want to do. And so if we don't know what we want to do, we don't know how to get clear or where to put our energy. And I feel like my gift is definitely in communication and in health some way. And it's just how I'm going to reach people, if that's what I'm supposed to do, through awareness and networking of different holistic practices. Yeah, I think that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. I can't see. My hair's.
We have a couple others here. We've got Ray, Jay, I think Chelsea also. Do you have a quick declaration that you can share with us about your purpose right now and how you're dropping in? How is that settling when you think about your mission?
Okay, I guess I'll go. For me, when I always show up in this call for you guys is create beautiful relationships, like with ourselves and each other in our environment. Because in my experience alone, I see time and time again, like relationships just come and go, like in a heartbeat. Things change like the wind. People like to love themselves because of different circumstances and other stuff that's been happening in their lives. And with my vision and business in life, it's just like create a community in the hubs where there's always a place for everybody to connect with your joy, your inner joy, and connect with your body, with what you love to do. Like especially if you love to plant and you love to cook healthy food, if you love to create music, you love to share essential oils, you love to create all sorts of beautiful stuff, to help heal our world. I'm kind of want to create a beautiful community of that, and that's what I always here showing up for you guys. So I'm very consistent. So even though I'm very busy, I always show up for you guys no matter what. I just I don't say much sometimes. Like last week, I was very emotional because of Stanley's death, but I show up for you guys just for you. And now for today, I always show up for you guys again and just create that beautiful relationship that there's always hope. Hope and beauty for our world and for ourselves. That's it. That's what my mission is.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. I saw Ray pop on there for a second. I think you're at work though. But do either Chelsea or Ray, do you have a declaration about your purpose and what you're feeling guided to do? Where's your heart's desire? Hey.
My turn to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking stick is yours.
Yeah, I was just trying to get away from the loudness. So our purpose, you say, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think my purpose is like showing people like to love themselves and like so just bringing that love. That's all I feel. So, and I'm still, learning daily, working on myself and just finding it myself. But that's what I'm feeling, every day. So, you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. But yeah, I think that's my purpose.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Love.
Yes, just be the love, I guess, or just show people that they can be too. Yeah.
I love that, Ray. And I definitely feel that from you, just even through like social media posts. So
yeah.
I love how you embody that. You feel the love waves through the screen.
Yeah. And it's like through anything, like sports, eating healthy, like your essential oils and just anything, like conversations and just everywhere, just walking, just anything, that's what I'm feeling. So I'm just thinking that's what that is. So
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Ray.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna click over so it ain't too loud. Okay.
Have fun. Thanks for sharing. Chelsea, are you there? Do you have a statement you'd like to share with us, dear?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Great. It's good to hear your voice.
Likewise, I love what you're sharing today. I've been working a lot on tweaking my mission statement over the last few months, and for me, it just goes back to connecting with ourselves. It all starts, in my opinion, from within, and just like you mentioned before, the plants are these beautiful catalysts that, just awaken so much within us in our intuition and allow ourselves to be more present to what's going on in our own bodies, so as we can really become our own healer. And from there, being more connected and more peaceful and more healthy and more vibrant, we are just radiating this and enabling our communities to heighten that same vibration. And that's really my goal, is to start from our own personal experiences, connecting to ourselves, and allow that to reach the entire planet, right? So our communities, and just continue to expand from there and have this shift continue to move outward for generations and generations to come. So I love what you're talking today about our healthcare system and our political system and everything. And it all just really starts right here, right now, from where we are in our lives and what we are willing to do to make those changes happen. And so that's, in essence, the bigger, broader picture, but just creating those simple shifts to allow a more beautiful planet for generations to come. That's that, I guess.
That is so beautiful. Thank you, Chelsea. And I just wanted to, I do you have a card reading for us today, by the way?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Before we hop into that, I just want to say one more quick thing while we're simmering in this energy of purpose. Like, I wrote down a little sentence about each one of your purposes so that I know you're creating and what you want to be here. And I would really like to challenge you to create your visionary business resume and then to share it with me. And you could even share it with this group and just start to get some feedback. And the reason why I am challenging you to do this in this call to action is because we need to legitimize ourselves. Like, we're on these rogue pathways, right? Like, we have all these great ideas and visions for the world, and that's what the change that's needed on this planet. But until we legitimize ourselves and create these visionary business resumes, create these platforms for us to be recognized as an entity in the world, until we do that, we're never going to be able to create a new political system or a new government system, right? It's just like, think about like corporations. They had to create all of these things, their vision, their mission, to become what they are today. And we have these global giants, and there's a lot of havoc that's being wreaked on the planet. But the more that we become legitimate in what our vision and our purpose is here and create this platform, the sooner that we're going to create amazing global changes and new political systems and new health systems that support this beautiful world that we know is real and that we feel in our hearts, bring it forth. So I just wanted to share that. And so I'm excited to see your visionary business resumes. If you need help like diving deeper, just reach out to me, let me know. And I'm happy to assist with your adventures. And without adding any more, I'm going to pass the torch to Chelsea. If you're feeling ready, dear, and would love to hear about the tarot card wisdoms that are coming up for us this week.
Cool. So today's reading is bringing up, again, more blocks in the road. So more challenges that we're coming up against. So the first card I drew was the World card, which is the culmination of this gorgeous journey of the major arcana. So this card is signifying completion, integration, accomplishment, and so forth. And it is really this beautiful place where we're settling into all of what we've been creating. However, as it showed up today, it's reversed. This is allowing us to look at what delays have been in the way of us reaching this place of completion. Perhaps we've been looking at fulfilling a big goal, but it's maybe taken much longer to get there, or we've had to, step over and around many different blocks along the way. It could represent that we're simply just waiting for closure. And these cards always, like I mentioned last week, are very, very stimulating for my own personal experiences. So with a very short, simple story, I think I mentioned that one of my studios that I've been working at for over 4 years now is closing its doors in just over a week from tomorrow. And while I've been waiting to see what happens, we are basically completely in the dark as to what's going to happen. Essentially, it could reopen, but in a new location. It could stay in its current location, but with a new owner. And so without going into all these crazy details, we are just in the dark. And so for the world card upside down, this is looking at, for me especially right here, that this is one big, huge chapter of my life that's coming to a close. However, I am not able to reach that place of closure with it because I'm still unaware of how to proceed and what's going to happen. And so it's all just been a little bit frustrating in this waiting game, hoping to hear back each day what the news is and simply just hearing nothing. So that's kind of where the world hits in my life as reversed, as this closure of this studio right now is opening up many doors, literally for me in my own business, to teach classes again for myself, like I started doing prior to taking this position at the studio years ago. So that could be a huge thing, but for me, I'm unsure of how to navigate those waters because I don't know if I have the corporate blessing to continue doing pop-ups for our clients, or if I should just, reinvent the wheel or go back to what I was doing prior to that. And so it's all just a little bit confusing and chaotic. So the second card is the challenge, and the Chariot reversed is our challenge. So upright, this card is representing our willpower. This is our drive, our success. This is a very action-oriented card. The Chariot is literally just pure fire and action towards whatever you're desiring. This is also representing our determination and our control over this situation. And of course, as it is upside down, this is looking at a lack of control. This is a lack of direction, perhaps a lack of self-discipline. And so with this block that the world card is highlighting for us, we maybe have lost motivation or are just allowing these obstacles to get in the way to prevent the achievements that we are searching for with the world card. And maybe we're not, again, focusing on those internal processes that are allowing us to get deeper into the situation and get back into what is driving us and to root into our rhythm and that self-discipline that will connect us to that finish line. So that is the challenge, and our underlying theme is represented as the Knight of Swords. So as a suit card, the swords are representing the element air, which is all about our mental compartments, how we are thinking about the situation, either consciously or subconsciously. And the Knight upright represents hasty action, maybe over-communicative, over-opinionated, but reverse, this card is looking at just completely scattered thoughts, a disregard for consequences and just moving with what is the word? Rash action, and just careening straight in without giving too much thought to what could be happening. So impatience, impulsiveness. This night is bursting with energy. But perhaps we're going so quickly that the direction we're going is just completely obscured, and making rash decisions and just flippantly moving into places we're not really sure of. And so that's been, again, my biggest challenge with this whole situation, is to, try and figure out how I'm going to move forward in a very short period of time without making decisions that could potentially be huge for my business and my brand that I've been creating for a long time, to make sure that I play it safe and that I have myself covered within continuing to teach barre, but branding it as something completely different, but at the same time knowing that our clients that are wanting to continue taking with me want to take barre because they love the product that this particular studio has created. And so it's all of that together. So I don't know if any of this is resonating for you all as much as it is for me, but just within that one particular compartment of my life. This is a sure sign that I need to slow down and take some really well-deserved time and energy, now that this place is closed, to settle into where my intentions are with moving forward, and not just on a monetary level to keep, the income that Pure Barre had been giving me on a weekly basis, but also, realize that this is a huge, huge opportunity for me to grow and expand what I have been creating for so long, well before this opportunity came on board to work with this company, and really a huge green light for me to go back to my roots and do what I love. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope it all made sense. I'm going to do a little bit more of a shakedown on all of it tomorrow. I'm feeling a little bit cold. I don't know about you guys, but I suddenly have a chill within this last week or two, being shut up indoors with all the smoke and just feeling a little restless. And so had a little bit extra coffee this morning to warm up, and now I'm just like a little jittery. I'm cold and jittery. It's not the best combo, but I am ready for my Monday, that's for sure, to kick underway. So thank you for all this beautiful call, guys, and I look forward to connecting again and hearing all your thoughts very soon.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so much, Chelsea. I just love these card readings, and I definitely notice that these, themes are showing up. And so I just put a few little notes that, some closing thoughts for this week ahead as you move forward, and just kind of look at, for me, I have delays that are showing up too. For me, it's my creative projects. So I think right now what's being said is like, where are you delaying? Like, where are you procrastinating? And that might be coming up right now. And how can you incorporate a little bit more self-discipline and not let obstacles get in the way. Like whatever's going on, there's all these obstacles and things, but don't let that distract you from what you're really doing and what you want to be creating. And, you know, I think in this world, the way that our political system and our medical system is, there is this feeling of being whipped around by the wind and being scattered. Like all these things want our attention constantly. Like even for me, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to text so-and-so, and I'll pick up my phone for 1 second, and then some pop-up will come up and I'll immediately forget what I was doing. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I'm just like, how does that even happen? Like there's just this tendency to get, our energies can get distracted and tugged and pulled, or different people want you to be doing certain things. So there is this threat of our energies being scattered. And I think that globally, this is happening on a huge scale. It's like we don't even know what we want to do, what we want to create. It's like this very vague thing. So yes, these cards are more potent than ever. So much gratitude for you, Chelsea, and the work that you do. And thanks for showing up to share this with us. And thank you, all of you, for showing up and for getting a little bit vulnerable today and sharing a little bit more about why you're showing up here, what you feel guided to do on this planet, what unique energies are pouring forth, what experiences and wisdoms are coming from you. So I look forward to understanding more about your purpose here. And I think that this is a perfect platform for us to get really crystal clear about the impact that we want to have, about the ways that we are empathic and how that can bring more healing. So go create your visionary resume. While Mercury is in retrograde, I think we have a couple more weeks left of this retrograde cycle. So this is a great time to go turn inwards, just like Chelsea said, slow down and really just shine that light inside and see where your intentions really want to go. I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope that your heart space feels extra shiny for this holiday ahead. Have so much fun. Oh, and a little bit of housekeeping. I just wanted to remind you all that it is doTERRA buy one, get one free week. So each day there is a different deal. And if you want to kind of be in the loop about the daily thread, there's a couple different groups. I have an event page on Facebook, so feel free to invite others. This is a lot of people, they usually do this for the holidays so that people can get gifts for others, but it's also just a great time to like stock up your medicine chest and maybe get some extra oils that you wouldn't normally get because you get it for free. So just wanted to mention that, and hope that you have an amazing week ahead. Much love. Take care, everybody. Bye. Send me your visionary business resume.